Welcome, everybody, to the Nick Baseball Podcast. This is episode I have no idea. It's been 2 weeks.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a time. There's been a lot going on. Josh is employed. Nick has been lazy.
I work at the Red Robin by the mall. That's for everyone to know.
Yeah. So there's a lot that's been going on in the baseball world. There's a lot that's been going on in our worlds. However,
There's been a lot going on in the world.
Making a podcast when it's not your source of income is difficult. But hey, we're doing our best.
It's more like we'd pick and choose, and you guys are subject to that picking and choosing.
Right, and don't leave us because of that. If you left us, you would be a fool.
Literal
honestly.
loser.
Because then where would you get your baseball knowledge from? Certainly not
any other professional baseball media outlet.
Certainly not somebody that knows much more than we do.
Right. That would be a mistake.
Well, I'll tell you what, if there's one consistency that the world has right now, it is the New York Yankees. Right now, as of recording this on June 15th, they are losing to the Red Sox, but
right.
All they've been doing lately is, as DJ Khaled would say, all they've been doing is win, no matter what.
I was just going to do that. All we do is win, no matter what.
So, Josh, we were watching the Dodgers series last weekend,
True.
in which they lost 2 out of 3.
Right. All they do is lose, no matter what.
Yeah.
To the Dodgers.
And basically, the thing that was going on during that series is I was just afraid of them losing, not because I'm afraid of the Baltimore Orioles. I'm not afraid of the Baltimore
not scared
Orioles.
Of you, Baltimore Orioles.
But the main thing that I was worried about was people on the internet, and maybe this is just like maybe I need to let people not get under my skin like this. But just not letting people on the internet be like, oh, see what happens when you play a good team. Oh, when you play a good team like the Dodgers, oh, look what happened. But, unfortunately, they did lose 2 out of 3. I'll tell you what. They lost 2 out of 3 without Juan Soto. Right. And just a little heads up, guys. Last night, June 14th, we did try to record a podcast with Megan. Okay?
We did. We tried. So
if any of the Kellys are listening...
We could not reel her in last night. No. It was off the rails.
So if Vinny, if you're listening, if Megan, if Emma, Katie,
True.
Whoever...
New fan of the show.
We tried, and we failed. It was all Megan's fault.
It was
True.
Megan's fault.
Josh, break it down. What
Confirmed.
happened? What happened last night?
So last night, we tried to have Megan on, and... she was, I don't know if it was the lights of the new studio. I don't know if it was the fact that we weren't on a comfy couch.
I know.
I don't know if it was the fact that
there was no hot Yankees to go over.
There was no hot Yankees to talk about. She kind of crumbled.
She did.
She made her microphone be really... to perform bad.
Yeah, she did it on purpose too.
Right, I know. So she caused us to have technical difficulties by her own will, and it really set us back.
It did. It almost sounded.
It was really unprofessional of her.
Yes. Okay. It sounded almost like. I guess the only way that I can describe it is what she did was she made it sound intentionally. She made it sound like there was an artificial thunderstorm being caused by aliens a couple miles away, but it was very noticeable.
Right.
Like you turn it off and it sounds profesh, like it sounds right now.
Exactly.
Because all we do is sound profesh.
I think it's just because she's unprofessional.
Yeah, it's totally her fault. Speaking of profesh, as you've probably heard already, producer Cam is back.
Yeah.
And we got him a desk.
We did.
Yeah.
So, yes. So...
True.
As our YouTube watchers have seen, we've got the stew.
We do.
Okay.
We are in the stew.
We're in the stew for the third or fourth time. But this is producer Cam's first time not just sitting in a folding chair with a laptop on his lap.
And a mocha.
and a mocha.
And a mocha between his legs.
A mocha that could arguably be mistaken pretty easily for a chocolate milk.
Even though you saw me get it hot.
Right.
But the bottom line is he has a desk, and if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see him on the screen for the first time. So if you don't know what he looks like,
true,
there he is.
We're going to put up a picture. That's him.
He is the most attractive of us, and he's not on screen. But now he
six-pack abs.
But here he is. Yes, there he is. There's his six-pack abs.
Wow.
But besides our professioness and the fact that Megan completely botched last night's episode,
right? It's not for the public.
We had technically already talked about the fact that Juan Soto was like injured, and then we found out it was no big deal, and then we found out he was playing through it, and then we found out that Aaron Judge is still Aaron Judge, and he's the greatest of all time.
Right. We're just trying to keep it. We're trying to keep it real with y'all, and not try to reenact that conversation.
Yeah. We talked about this yesterday.
You're right.
But the good news is we did not quite yet get to the meat and potatoes of our show yesterday, which is going to be a couple of things.
Meat and potatoes?
Why do people say that? I get the meat part.
Right.
Are potatoes like the thing?
Potatoes are the shit. I don't know if you've ever heard of potatoes. No, but they're pretty lit.
Yes, I know. Then they come in various forms: the fry, the chip, the potato wedge, whatever. But I feel like I don't have potatoes in most meals, but I have meat in most meals.
Interesting.
I feel like most people have potatoes or meat in most of their meals.
But that's just
historic.
That's lumping.
It's an American thing for sure.
In recent history.
But that's lumping in like I feel like that's lumping in like flip flops with like your everyday shoes. Like you'll have flip flops sometimes.
I'll ask you this.
But like I have meat all the time.
Have you had meat today?
Yes.
Have you had potatoes today?
No.
Really, at all?
I just had both.
I had okay.
You watched me have both.
I stole a fry from Cam's
Oh my God!
plate.
Well, then there you go.
Okay, I just lied to everybody. I stole a fry or three.
Right. And what about the day prior? Did you have meat?
Yesterday? Yes, I had meat.
Did you have potatoes?
What did I have for lunch? What did I have for lunch? I did because I had the rest of my OMG.
Case closed. Case literally closed. Okay. Meat and potatoes.
I had potatoes yesterday. I had potatoes today. But
that's how it is.
Today I had a very small amount of potatoes.
Right.
Anyway.
But you still had it.
So if knowingly lying on the stand is perjury, then what was that? Was that just...
That was a lapse of judgment.
Right.
You just forgot.
But let's not forget this is Nick Baseball, Nick Potato. So
true. Nick Potato is what I see in the house every so often. I come home and I was like, "There's Nick Potato,
couch potato
on the couch."
So I'm gonna leave it up to you, Josh.
Okay.
We have two things that we're gonna be talking about today.
Okay.
Last time was a ball talking about stadium food. There's no food today, Josh. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. But we do have something that we promised the viewers and the listeners weeks ago, which was we have to fill out our MLB All-Star ballots.
Yes, I've been getting emails from fans being like, "You haven't filled out your ballots." Oh.
I know, because the ballots have been out for like 2 weeks.
Right.
And I only filled mine out yesterday. Usually I'm right on that.
Dang.
But unfortunately I waited. Are
you gonna make me actually submit one?
Yes.
On air?
With the Almond Cat email, yes. Guys, his email is...
Wow. I didn't know that we were getting into this right now.
Yes. And you can vote up to 5 times each day. So you can use Almond Cat 5 times.
Okay.
So
Almond Cat 1.
So listen, we can either start the episode off about filling out our All-Star ballots, or we can talk about a gambling umpire.
A gambling umpire?
Yes.
Or does the gambling umpire have a gambling empire?
That is yet to be seen.
Okay.
Chances are he probably doesn't. But what do you want to do first?
I'll fill out the ballot.
All right, we'll fill out the ballot first.
Then we can edge the listeners into the umpire talk.
Because the umpire talk is pretty stellar. But
okay.
For those of us that don't care about the gambling umpire, like Jenna, we're going to be filling out the All-Star ballot first and seeing if Josh is...
Which she is interested
in
the All-Star ballot. She would much rather listen to that.
Well, she probably wants to hear her brother seem like a fool. But hey, you know your stuff nowadays. So,
Yeah.
let me tell you what. I already filled my All-Star ballot in
Okay.
last night. You can vote up to 5 times daily. Each of the 5 times you do every day leading up to the All-Star game, vote for Aaron Judge. Okay, I should have a pin on my chest with Aaron
You
Judge.
can vote up to 5 times daily?
Yes.
Okay, so like the 2020 presidential election?
Don't flip your mug around because people will get mixed signals. Anyway, I voted
It's
yesterday.
out of frame. You bring it up a little bit more towards your. There you go. What's that say?
Soda.
Great.
If you know, you know. The girlies know.
So,
Obama.
so I.
Soda.
What's funny is you don't know which way Josh is tipping his hand. You don't know which way he's going.
Right.
I filled out my All-Star ballot last night. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm pretty certain that I'm going to be 100% accurate. There's nothing to be like accurate about. Okay.
But
Like if the good players, if you vote for good players and the good players get in, it's almost like no kidding. It's like chalk, right?
well, that's what I don't get.
Well,
Like I want to vote for all bad players right now.
well, don't do that. Vote with your heart. I don't want you to vote with your mind today. Okay, I don't want you to
Nick,
use your mind.
You weren't going to get that anyways.
I don't want you to use
you
your
know
mind.
full well you weren't going to get my mind.
Like, I want you to take your time with it, but like, I don't want you to like look at their OPS and be like, "Damn, Shoddy, that OPS is fire." But like, what about Shoddy B's?
Right.
You know.
Oh, the
So
way that I was going
look at
to
Shoddy
analyze
B's.
stats.
So, let me tell you what. Let's take a look at the computer.
Okay.
And
I'd love to.
I've already warmed it up for you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we've gotten her ready. I want to see what you're doing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do I click on the
So,
click on the star for who
listen.
I want?
There's the American League team
Uh-huh.
and the National League team.
Select one player per league.
You have to vote for each team. So National League has no effect on the American League.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to vote for a first baseman, a second baseman, a third baseman, a shortstop, a left fielder, a center fielder. Well, you're going to vote for 3 outfielders, the 4 infielders, and a catcher and a DH.
Okay.
No pitchers. You don't vote for the pitchers. So for naturally, we're going to start with first base. You can scroll, by the way, just to let you know. And I'm going to give you the wheel.
Thank you.
But first off is first base. Digging into my mind, I don't really remember. I think you put Vladimir Guerrero originally. Vladimir Guerrero
I probably
Jr.
did. Blue Jays guy?
Yeah, when we predicted, because he's a big name.
Yeah.
But what are we looking at right now?
I'm keeping it in my front shirt pocket.
Vladdy?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you see a Yankee, Anthony Rizzo. Don't 639 OPS. Not great.
Okay.
Not great at all.
In your opinion.
No, there's no opinion about it. He sucks. I love Anthony. Anthony, I love you. You're not very good
The Rizzler.
anymore. Yeah, L Riz.
No.
L Riz
Not
right
the
now.
Rizzler having L Riz.
He's not him.
I'm gonna keep it simple and go
You like Vladdy?
Vladimir.
Even though I said he wasn't a superstar?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that he's gonna make it. I believe in him.
Okay.
I believe in him.
Now-
Even though other people don't.
Who doesn't believe him? Oh, I guess I
you.
don't.
Yeah, you sound
Who
like you
believes
don't.
in him? Do you?
I do with my whole soul.
The polarizing nature of Vladimir Guerrero in human form right now is Josh and I. But now let's vote for your National League first baseman.
National
Baseman.
League
Officer,
first
he's
baseman?
had 3 drinks tonight.
First baseman. No.
I haven't, Mom.
I think I like we all have heard about Freddie Freeman, haven't we?
Freddie Freeman, yeah.
Yeah. That's what the basic people.
Do you like Freddie Freeman's name?
I do. It's very aesthetic.
You should follow his wife on Instagram. I'd bet you'd be a big fan.
Interesting you would say that. Why? May I ask? Do you think that I would be a big fan of Freddie Freeman's wife? Mrs. Freeman, if you will.
Chelsea Freeman. I don't know.
Okay.
Just something that I think you should.
her vibe.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She gives me like Josh would like be your friend.
Okay.
Josh would be her friend. Yeah.
That works for me.
Oh, so you voted for Frederick? So it
I
automatic.
did.
So good news for you is it automatically goes to second base once you voted for both
That's awesome.
leagues.
I don't have to click on anything. I did vote for Freddie Freeman, even though he's like the pumpkin spice latte of the baseball world.
You're very typical right now.
But like, let me be. You know what I mean? What ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, I know. I totally agree.
I love Al. For those who don't know, Al Tuve is one of the best.
So
he's a fave.
You must not be familiar with the 2017 Houston Astros scandal.
No, what happened in 2017?
Okay, so in 2017, Aaron Judge had 52 home runs, not an Astro, but the Yankees went on this really magical run. It was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and what ended up happening was Judge broke out, Luis Severino broke out, a lot of guys broke out all at once. And,
they need proactive.
Yes. And what ended up happening was they ended up going on this great run in the playoffs. They beat the Twins in the wild card game on my birthday. It was a great day.
Congratulations.
And basically...
That was 2017, what, you turned 12?
Your mom. I was 15. I turned 15.
Okay. Okay, 15.
But basically what happened was they went on this great run, and they ended up playing the Astros in the American League Championship Series. It went 7 games. Okay, the series went 7 games. And the Yankees ended up losing Game 7. Ooh. Game 7 is winner go home, Josh.
Right.
And it turns out that...
they went home.
Yeah, the Yankees did. And the Astros ended up winning the World Series.
Correct.
2 years later, one of the Astros players comes out and admits and tells all that the Astros in 2017 had a camera in center field that was zeroed in on the opposing team's catcher, putting down the signs for each pitch, so that the Astros were able to see what pitches the other team was going to throw each time they were up at bat. So, for example...
Go ahead. Give me the example.
So, well, not really an example, but like they had the center field camera. They were looking at the catcher's signs.
Right.
And they had a video in the dugout or in the clubhouse that showed the signs from that camera. So that the batter could know what pitch was coming. How did they know what pitch was coming? If they're at bat, if it was a curveball, they would bang on a trash can.
Okay.
If it was a fastball, there would be no bang.
No bang.
So in the dugout, they'd be looking at the video. If it was a sign for an off-speed pitch, anything other than fastball, they would bang on a trash can, and the batter would hear it and be like, "Oh, not a fastball," and he would hit the fucking pitch. He'd hit the pitch. And if it was a fastball, they would be nothing.
Right. So riddle me this.
So they cheated.
Okay. Well, I was just going to ask.
Yeah.
Was that allowed, or was it just
not even close?
Was it just God strat?
No. It's one of the most egregious forms of cheating in sports history, arguably the worst.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So what happened then? Do people just kind of ignore the 2017 World Series then?
So people like myself, it's like
15.
I don't want to really say that I ignore it. I would put an asterisk on it.
Okay.
Now Major League Baseball doesn't have one on it, so they still have the championship. Unfortunately, no players ended up getting suspended because they were granted immunity because they spoke out about it.
Oh.
So they kind of made a deal.
How does that make sense?
They kind of Major League Baseball and the Astros players kind of made a deal that was like, if you guys tell us the truth, we won't suspend you. And that's what happened. The general manager got fired. The manager got fired.
Wow.
But no players got punished. It was kind of crazy. And Altuve was on that team.
I think that the players shouldn't have gotten punished unless if they knew fully.
What do you mean?
Oh well, they had to have known, I guess.
Yeah, they were participating in it.
I don't know. I feel like it is management's fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's not confirmed that Altuve was doing it.
But I think that the World Series title should literally be revoked if you find out that there's cheating.
Right. So you should talk to Michael Kay because he thinks the same thing.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you revoke that title?
It would be a bad. It's already a
Like
bad
they
look.
have their little Tiffany trophy. No, you don't.
Yeah, it's already a bad look for Major League Baseball that they have that 2017 trophy.
Yeah.
But I think Major League Baseball
terrible.
would think it's even worse to have nobody have the title.
Literally
So-
get over yourself.
And also, they did grant the players immunity, which was neither here nor
immunity
there.
idol.
The bottom line is, we don't know if Jose Altuve participated.
True.
The consensus is that he didn't because they're not cheating anymore, and he's still good. So you can do what you want, but we hate Altuve
Well, then
as Yankee fans.
he earns my vote. I love Al.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Okay, good.
The National League second baseman, who do you got?
I don't know. Jonathan India is a really fun name,
Okay.
but I feel like it would be a rando choice.
Did you like his stats? You didn't really look at him.
Yeah, they were fine.
I mean, Aaron, like, just to give you. So Josh has this thing where he thinks that if you're not Aaron Judge, you suck.
Which tell me that's not accurate. Tell me that that's not true.
Because the only thing he ever the year that he started watching baseball was when Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs, and
Right.
now Aaron Judge is on pace for like 50 something again. So all he knows is Aaron Judge being a beast. So Aaron Judge is like the standard for him, which is totally not like how it should be, because it should be like just like the amazing thing that never happens. But just to give you an idea of how much better Aaron Judge is than Jonathan India. Aaron Judge has 25 home runs and 63 RBIs.
Right.
Jonathan India's got 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. So much better. A different position, different player, different kind of guy. But I'm just giving you,
Right.
I'm giving you your bar right
Uh-huh.
now. But do what you got to do. What you must. Look at the batting average. Look at the OPS. Don't think too much about it.
I'm not gonna, and I'm gonna go with Jonathan India because I believe in him.
Okay, third base. Oh, this is second base. No, this is third base now. It says second
It says
base.
second base.
It does say that, but we're on third base
Um,
because these are third basemen.
IKF, also a fun name.
Isaiah Kiner Falefa, he was a former Yankee.
He was, and I think that I think that he could potentially do this. Royce Lewis.
I don't think you're scrolling down enough.
He doesn't think I'm scrolling down enough.
Like, he's literally not scrolling down.
Right. Well,
Okay, those are
because
some
I'm-
shortstops.
right.
Don't go too far. Those are the people you've already
okay,
voted
so
for.
true.
This guy.
I don't know how this works.
Just look at the third baseman. You know,
Right.
Alex Bregman down.
Alex Bregman, Oswaldo. Have to vote for Oswaldo.
You're gonna vote for Oswaldo?
Yeah.
Totally.
Why not?
Totally doesn't deserve it, but I'll rock with it.
Aw,
Now, who are you
I
voting?
like him.
Who are you gonna vote for the National League?
Jake Berger. What a name. Jake Berger. See, this is such a bad idea because I just see a name that I like, and I won't change my mind.
Yeah.
Like, the vote goes to Mr. Berger because
Off
why wouldn't it?
anything to do with Josh. This is not helping your anything to do with food thing going on.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Well, we talked about this in the last episode that you're a foodie. I'm a foodie
Sure.
too, but the Jake Berger thing doesn't help your cause.
Tell me that that's not a good name.
It's an incredible name.
Thank you.
Definitely doesn't deserve to be.
Bo
voted in.
Bichette, we both collectively think is annoying.
Yeah, I just his voice.
And so I just don't think that I can vote for him to be president. I do. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Josh is a politics guy, so whatever gets him through this.
That's silly. I'm gonna vote for Volpe.
Really?
Yeah, because he's fun and he's a Yankee.
Okay.
And I know who he is.
Totally not even. And you know, I'm gonna rock with it. I picked it. The one prediction I made in the offseason. Usually, I make my whole like who's gonna win the MVP, who's gonna win the World Series, who's gonna win everything.
Right.
I only made one prediction this year, and that was for Anthony Volpe to be an All-Star. Will he be? If I was a betting man now, I'd say he probably would not be an All-Star. But maybe Josh will help him out.
True.
Why don't you get your National League shortstop?
Sure. Mookie.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts. Pookie, more like.
What'd you think about Mookie Betts watching him last weekend?
Annoying.
Annoying
But-
in that he's very good. Yes, I
Right.
agree with
Annoying in that he's good and he knows it. So we're going to let it slide because same. Like I would be.
you. The real question is, are you going to vote for him?
I think I am just because he's someone that sticks out to me.
Yeah.
And he's great.
Yeah, you know he's
Like,
great.
come on now.
Can't
Like,
hide
what
it.
is he not going to get it? No.
No, he's going to be the starter, arguably.
Exactly. So, like, don't
All right.
even.
So now you got
know
to
what I mean?
pick a catcher.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in the American League, they like want you to choose the best one.
That's what an all-star is, usually the best one,
But
yes.
I want to choose Jose Trevino, but he let out such an exhale, folks. Did you hear that? Earth-shattering
Well, it's
exhale.
just like I know you're either going to vote for the Yankee or the name that you think is funny.
Like, what is this show for? Other than for me to not do this. Like, you know, like it's so on brand.
Have I not taught you anything about the OPS?
No, I get it.
Whose
But I think it would
OPS
be
is
more-
highest?
Right, but that's boring. Anyone can read a number.
You got to look at how many home runs they have, what their OPS is, how many
Like
RBIs.
Salvador Perez.
He's great.
I know, but who even is that?
He's a World Series
know what I
champion.
mean? I don't buy it.
There's
I don't-
nothing to buy. He has a ring.
I
Vote for who you must.
right. Well, now I feel pressured to do him.
You're going to do him? Nobody asked you to
I
do
literally
Salvador
feel
Perez.
so pressured to do him. No.
Don't give in to peer pressure, Josh. You should know this.
Would you kill me if I did Will Smith for the Nationals?
I wouldn't, actually. Because he's
and
got-
I'm gonna vote for him because
got good
it's white
numbers.
Will Smith. Why would I not vote for him?
I know. We had this heated... Listen, nobody likes to admit when they're wrong. I was wrong.
He was wrong.
He
was dead wrong.
We had a very heated thing going on the other day about what was Will Smith's... Like, Will Smith, slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah,
Will Smith.
not baseball Will Smith.
About what his most successful movie
Fresh
franchise
Prince
was.
Will Smith.
I was all up in arms about how it was Bad Boys.
Never heard of it. Like, ladies and gentlemen,
Never heard
the
of it too
jury,
strong.
Never heard of it.
So
And I'm being so.
he said it was Men in Black, which I disagreed with. But then we found out that it was true that Men in Black is his most successful franchise. However, there's two things here. Number one, there's actually three. Number one, we were all both wrong because
Right.
Aladdin made him the most money.
True.
Number two,
Crazy.
Bad Boys movies are rated R, so it's much harder for them to be successful, especially because Bad Boys for Life was one of the
Are
highest.
Men in Black movies not rated R? Are they PG-13?
I don't even know if they're PG-13. They might be rated PG.
Wow, that would be crazy, Cam.
Producer Cam's got us.
Yeah.
And the third thing
I also-
is that Bad Boys is getting a fourth movie.
Right.
Men in Black did not. Doesn't matter though. You voted for White Will Smith.
That's true. And I need Mr. Cam to also, after he confirms,
PG-13.
okay, they're PG-13. I need you to confirm if Will Smith was played in the actual, what should be his highest grossing movie, Spies in Disguise.
Spies in Disguise.
And if you haven't seen Spies in Disguise, you're missing out.
Okay, I want you
See
to.
if he's in it.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was him or not.
I want you
Yeah,
to.
he's Lance Sterling.
Perfect.
And
Great performance.
DJ Khaled is ears, whatever that means.
Like, you guys, most underrated movie of that year, which was, it seems like a pandemic movie.
Okay, Josh.
I've never even heard of it.
I want you to fly through
It's an
the.
animated film.
I want you to fly through the outfielders.
Oh, I will.
You have to pick three. Now you're picking three, not just one. Three on each side.
Three,
Because
damn.
there's three
Okay.
outfield: left field, center field, right field.
So I'm really gonna focus here, and I'm gonna choose Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge,
easy.
boom. Okay.
I definitely also want to choose. It would be irresponsible of me to not choose Juan Soto.
Okay, good choice. These are Josh's best choices so far.
And I love Mike Trout because there's so much lore there, but I know he's not gonna make it because he's not
He's hurt.
trouting it up and he's hurt.
He's an injured fish.
Yeah, his body doesn't work
Real.
right now.
I like Kyle Tucker would probably be safe.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I know someone named Kyle, and my grandma had a dog named Tucker.
There you go. National League, you picked 3 outfielders already, so great.
Sure. National League, going to be harder for me. So let's look for some fun names, folks. Kind of basic off the bat. I am looking at stats now.
What about Jazz Chisholm Jr.?
I'm looking at stats.
You don't think Jazz Chisholm Jr. is a fun name?
No, I think it is. Chaz Chisholm.
Oh.
I was just saying what you said.
I'm going to send this to your job.
We're gonna lose our Disney rating.
Yeah,
right now.
we're gonna.
I-
Josh is going to be the reason that we lose our sponsorship.
I didn't even say anything. You guys are so get your mind.
You've said
Get your
you've said many
mind.
things.
Literally, your guys' mind is in
Just
the
this episode.
Marianas Trench
Pick a National League
as
outfielder.
compared to. Well, I did.
Who'd you pick?
Chaz.
Okay.
You like jazz? I do.
All right. Pick another one. You got 2 more, and then we got to pick the designated hitter, and then
Okay.
and then I'm getting out of here with this.
Teo Whisker.
He was the one that was terrorizing the Yankees last weekend.
So probably him.
Yeah. Terrorize the Yankees, you'll make the All-Star team. Apparently, he probably will.
Profer?
Jerickson Profar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should I?
I like him.
Should I do him?
You,
I probably will.
I'd probably high five you.
Where did he go? I don't even know.
He probably ran away
Okay.
after I said I'd high five him.
Brandon Nimmo. I'm not gonna.
Okay, there's Jerickson.
Jerickson Profar.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh,
Okay. Designated.
I did it.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
We still have the designated hitter.
well, why did it end?
I don't know. You got 2 more on each side.
Okay.
So this is
DH.
DH. Yes.
DH, huh?
Yeah.
I like Skinty Stanton.
Skinty Stanton. Ever since he lost some weight, he hasn't gotten hurt. All right. So he's picking Stanton.
Skinty Stanton.
I'll
and
rock with it.
then, do I even have to say it? Shohei.
Okay. Let's review your picks.
Sure.
We got Vladimir Guerrero at first base, Jose Altuve. This is American League. Jose Altuve, Oswaldo Cabrera, Anthony Volpe, Salvador Perez, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, Giancarlo Stanton. Very Yankee heavy.
One could, okay, you could say that I chose Yankee heavy because it's the only team I know. Sure, if you were uneducated. Maybe if you were educated, you would know that the Yankees are good.
They're quite
and that
good.
they are going to rule the team.
Speaking of which, did they come back in tonight's game? No, Jesus Christ. It's 8-4.
It's 8-4 Boston Red Sox.
Aaron just flies out to center. Jesus. All right. But yeah. And then for the National League, he's got Freddie Freeman, Jonathan India, which is crazy. Craziest pick. Maybe next to Jake Berger. Mookie Betts, Will Smith, Chaz Chisholm Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Jerickson Profar, and Shohei Ohtani. Just the mind of a 5-year-old.
Just naming his picks. Josh was having a hard time holding it together.
Well, it's just funny because
Put in your email.
I'm going to see, I'm going to use my Juice email. I'm also not going to, I'm going to stop doxing myself.
Are you going to use Almond Cat?
No. Maybe I should, because then I'll get less emails from the MLB. Because Almond Cat is not even in commission anymore, really.
But it would still go through.
Oh, yeah, because I use it for all my burner subscriptions. Do not use my email for burner subscriptions, please.
That's what Josh uses for OnlyFans. That's what Josh uses for, what'd you call, what did he call that? No, we won't go there.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Because I don't know what you're talking about.
My
birthday?
Walt Disney would rise from his grave and fire us.
We would lose our rating.
My birthday is July 4th, 1776. My zip code is 12345. And my country is this one.
Your country's America.
Select your favorite team. What are we doing here, folks?
They're trying to see what
are we
fans
doing
are
here,
voting.
folks?
They're just surveying.
Great. So
you.
I get to put the Diamondbacks.
You fraud. Don't you dare.
I'll put the
Are you not a Yankee fan?
I'm a Yankee skeptic.
Can you elaborate?
Like, you know, I be watching them,
No, you don't.
and I
Guys, we're 70 games into the season, and Josh has still yet to have watched a full baseball game without his phone in his hand.
select your favorite team.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of people are like,
You don't want to receive emails.
I
Are
would-
you
I
a
would
robot?
I would like to receive MLB newsletter, other newsletters, promotions from my favorite team, MLB.com, and its partners. I would rather kill myself.
Are you a robot? That's the real
By
question.
checking this box, you are agreeing to receive emails with career opportunities from
Career opportunity.
career opportunities. What is this? It's affiliates and select partners and a collection of your personal
They
information.
want you to be the GM.
See our private policy. Should we read through the private policy?
Yankee manager
don't.
Josh. Oh, God. Don't.
No, I'm not.
Read it really fast.
I'm
like it's a
also-
commercial.
I'm not a robot. I love the captcha games. Oh, they didn't give me a game.
Pick the
I don't-
bicycles.
Yeah, literally click the street sign. Sometimes, guys, sometimes I don't know if
Well-
I'm human or not. It's hard.
They be making it a little, like, semantics.
Some of them are really hard.
Yeah.
I
It'll
don't
be
know
like
if
name
it's
the
just-
school bus, and there'll be a little hint of yellow in the corner. I have no idea.
Well,
Yeah, no, literally.
little pill of knowledge. For those ones, they're not really tracking what boxes you click, but the mouse movements as you click from each one.
Should I be like really sporadic and
No, because
jump
like,
all over the screen? I should be really like calm.
do what you want. I mean,
Okay.
You know, I've never failed one
You're
of
the
those.
robot,
I'm
not
curious
me.
what happens when you fail.
They just keep redoing it.
Really?
Yeah. Because unfortunately,
You failed?
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I have failed. Not proud of it.
All right,
But
submit your.
They just keep you.
Submit your picks.
I've been sitting at websites for 20 plus minutes doing these games. They just really did not trust me.
Scroll up.
I have to have an account.
No. Thank you for your voting.
Oh, okay, good.
You're going to get your Biden letter in the mail soon. Well, great job, Josh. If you want to compare real fast who I voted for,
Sure, whip it out.
I whipped it out. This is who I voted for.
Okay. Wow, it's on like a document. You voted for Josh Naylor. Never heard of him. You voted for Jose Altuve. Al, you voted for Al too. So why was I getting so much crap about Al?
You got to vote. He's great.
You got to vote for Al.
He's good.
Rafael Devers, Bobby Witt, good name. Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker. Hey, we agreed. Salvador Perez, David Fry, also good name. Okay. I don't have any comment, nor questions, nor concerns. I'm a bigger Yankee fan than you because I voted for more.
Certainly.
And then you have Bryce Harper.
Yes. Shout out.
From the Philadelphia Philadelphians. On the National League. By the way, I started that. Kettle Marte.
Cattell of your Arizona Diamondbacks.
So true. Very cool. Alec Baum.
Alec Bohm.
Bohm.
Yeah.
From the Philadelphia Philadelphians.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts.
Cookie Betts.
Pookie Betts from Los Angeles.
I repeated the joke about Kookie Betts maybe 4 or 5 times over the weekend, and you laughed every single time.
It's so funny. I just love like Kookie Betts.
what's the joke? Just calling him kooky?
Calling him Kookie, yeah.
It's just really funny.
Teoscar Hernandez.
Jackson Profar.
Jerickson.
We did it.
Christian Yelich. We did it. Joe.
We have some pretty similar National League people.
Yeah, Will Smith and Marcelo Zuna from the
Yeah.
Braves.
Very cool.
Okay, so great job. Our picks are in. Vote. Josh is going to vote every day 5 times, right? You're going to vote 5 times a day?
Yep, probably all different people.
Vote for the Yankees 5 times a day. You'd make a difference.
Okay.
By the way, I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh.
You already know this. So does Cam.
Oh, that's not fun.
So in a couple previous episodes, I said, mark my words. In the next episode, Josh will eat the Reese's peanut butter chocolate cake cheesecake live on air. Unfortunately, we went to the Cheesecake Factory. I bought him the cheesecake.
We did.
And he...
it was gone in microseconds.
Yeah, so you'll have to believe us when we tell you that the Reese's peanut butter chocolate cake cheesecake is no longer in our
It would be
clutches.
impossible for me to eat it on camera. We don't have military grade cameras that can catch movement at that speed when I eat the cheesecake.
It's fine. We'll just see it in a couple hours.
It's been a few
True.
weeks at this point.
Yeah.
It was last week.
It was.
Um,
Still on its way, though.
I
weirdly
mean,
enough.
I mean, you think?
kidding.
I mean,
I'm
I
not
think
blocked up.
I
I'm
think,
not blocked up by the Cheesecake Factory. Come on, guys.
I think we're pretty much in lockstep that it's the greatest dessert of all time.
It really is. And I have to convince this guy every time not to stray from the path. And it's so frustrating.
Listen,
As a third person of that, like it's always great to watch that happen.
so all right,
This guy has wandering
Nick
eyes.
trying his hardest.
He
to
really
not go
he has
somewhere
wandering
else.
eyes.
Josh
It's so
is
unfortunate.
So
Oh my God.
solidly
Oh my God.
with the same thing.
so it's Nick baseball, whatever. Okay, we all know that's not what you're here for. We, since going to college, the three of us and company have gone to the Cheesecake Factory over 20 times.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably.
in the last 3 years, and
And it's good.
we have discovered, okay, through many attempts at going, that the Reese's Peanut Butter Chocolate Cake Cheesecake is by far not only the greatest cheesecake that they offer, but it's probably the greatest dessert to ever grace the planet Earth. And even though I know this, even though I know full well that no cheesecake touches it, there was a period of time in which I would stray off the path. Now, Josh, in those 20 times, he has probably gotten the Reese's Cheesecake 17 of those 20 times, even though at one point we had an entire Reese's Cheesecake sitting for him at home. We would still go to the Cheesecake Factory, and he wouldn't try something new. He's just so set on getting it.
Right.
However, even though there was a period of time where I was getting it all the time, I decided one day I wanted to go on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wanted to sleep around, as you put it.
True. That's what it is. Unfaithful.
And I probably tried about 6 or 7 different ones in the next 6 or 7 times that we had gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I had concluded that none of them came close.
Right.
I enjoyed.
And I think that it was an important thing for you to do.
Yes,
'Cause
I
if you
needed
were
my
gonna
whole
go-
face.
If you were going to question, right, if you were going to question and wonder if there was something else out there for you,
Yeah.
you needed to do it. But those 6 and 7 times, I was sitting across from this guy, having the best time of my life, as I do all the time. And I have no regrets because it's the best thing to get.
And,
So-
and what's funny is after the 17 out of 20, you just have no question.
No.
And yet here I sit. I had 6 or 7 different ones, and then sometimes I still wonder because I haven't had all 33.
Right.
But I have since found my way back to the Reese's Peanut Butter Chocolate Cake Cheesecake. I've settled down. I still have wandering eyes
You do, but I have to remind him. I rope him in every once in a while.
because, like, I haven't veered off the Reese's Cheesecake in a while, but there are times where I am like, "Ooh, maybe I'll get something else," and then
I tell him, you know what I tell him when he says that? When he's like, I think that I might try, I think that I might try banana, whatever the hell it is. I go, okay. And it makes him so mad.
see. I think that's the problem, though. Is what
It makes me so mad,
what I
'cause
really
I don't-
need from you is honesty.
Well, I'm done preaching. I have set my case. I won't. You're like, oh, do you want to try? No.
But I feel like you don't have
Nope.
the credibility because you don't try anything else.
Why would I? Why would I waste that time?
It's just, I know, okay? I know for a fact that nothing is going to touch it.
So you sound like a crazy person.
No, listen.
You literally walk in there like,
Shut up!
Yes, I would like one worse thing, please. Like that's literally what you do every time. And
I
I'm
know.
done. I just go, okay.
I know that it's not going to even come close to the Reese's Cheesecake.
Right.
But before I die, I just want to know what other things are like. Now, you may be saying, you may put that in a parallel
Right.
to a romantic relationship and say, well then, oh, Nick baseball would be unfaithful. I mean,
Right.
you only play a good game. You play a good.
Yeah, watch your back.
It's not a romantic relationship. It's cheesecake.
I'm gonna die, and then I'm gonna die so happy. See, Nick wants to know everything, What he doesn't understand is that knowing more leads to more sadness in life. You know, like if you know so
Is
much,
that right?
if you know so much and everything, what a dark time. You know of all the suffering.
Yeah, world's
You know
smartest
of all the, but instead I have fallen into nothing but grace and goodness, and I'm gonna have it every time.
Guys, do you want to know the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard? So last year we got Josh a Reese's peanut butter chocolate cake cheesecake for his birthday, an entire one, 12 slices. And I said to him, you know what, maybe
12 hours of fun.
I said, maybe now is the time where he will try something new. Because if he doesn't like it, he can just come home and have the Reese's. And I said that to him, and at the Cheesecake Factory restaurant, he said, Nick, if I try something new and I die on the way home, I will not have gotten to have the Reese's again.
I did say this. And that is so valid and true. And you know what? I'm so happy.
And he legitimately, at that point, he probably had like another one. Like he had the tiramisu when he really wasn't feeling cheesecake. But despite my wandering eye, I have gotten the Reese's as of late. And each time, it's like I do kind of forget what it tastes like sometimes because it's been so long. But each and every time, I'm like, you know what? I remember.
Right. I remember.
But sometimes I know you've done it before and you're a little tired of like telling me how it is. But sometimes you just saying, okay, it's not helpful. Sometimes I want you to call me an idiot.
I'm sorry, but like I've tried so many times and I know what I'm going to get.
Because, I mean, last time I was debating over the cherry, which
Right.
I've never had, and the banana, which I've never had, and the Reese's.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about me is I always want to try something new. But Josh is sitting over here like, fruit in your cheesecake? Like, what?
Yeah, like cherry gag. Banana? No. On a cheesecake? Gotta be kidding me.
You're not intrigued at all.
Nah, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm not intrigued in mid things.
I think the best part about this story is that, like, usually when you go to the Cheesecake Factory, you're with other people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and everything that we've just discussed, we talk about
Nightly basis.
every single time.
Every single time.
And I just realized that we have succeeded in making Megan's least favorite episode of this podcast.
Like,
Ever.
Megan has already, like, she's not here
Because-
anymore.
right.
She has turned something else on. She's turned the radio off.
Like she has left so quickly when we said cheesecake. Yeah. She hates it when we talk about this.
Mr. Cam, how long we've been going?
We're about 45 minutes. It's
Okay,
wow.
so we can talk about
Let me try that again. We're 45 minutes, 45-ish minutes in.
Yeah.
Is that how you would say that
Yeah.
in English?
yeah.
Yeah. But guys, the bottom line is we've had this conversation. The conversation you just listened to and watched.
Right.
Probably the 17 times.
And what's funny is that every time we also have this conversation, I feel the urge that it needs to be heard.
Yeah.
Like we have this conversation and I'm like, we are spitting so much facts. We've had this conversation 10,000 times and we reach the same conclusions and say the same points. But every single time we say it, I'm like, hell yeah.
It's passionate every time.
It's so passionate every time.
Like, it doesn't really get boring.
I stand by it.
It doesn't
just
get
like,
boring.
Just like the cheesecake. It has the same effect.
But let's reel it back in.
Right.
As much as I would love to keep going about cheesecake, let's quickly touch on this. I don't know if it's going to be quick because who knows? Josh could be interested in this. So you know the whole Ohtani gambling thing.
Yes.
We talked about it for a while.
Love.
His guy Ippy
Mm-hmm.
stole $16 million from his bank account, apparently without him knowing.
Right. Crazy.
Without Ohtani or without his entire team
Mm-hmm.
of people and accountants knowing. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying
That's
it's a little
interesting.
I would know
It's
if $5
curious.
got out of my bank account.
Right.
16 million?
Right.
Like what Michael Kay said. Michael Kay said there was two options in this situation. Either Ohtani also gambled
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Huge allegation.
And Ippy was covering for Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Michael Kay said if. So that was option one.
Mm-hmm.
Or option two, Shohei Ohtani is a complete dunce for not knowing that the $16 million were stolen from him. So Dodger fans, upon federal investigation, congratulations. Shohei Ohtani is not guilty, but he's a complete idiot.
Right.
But the most important thing is a couple players, including a Pirates minor leaguer, got caught gambling and has been banned for life. Yesterday, we found out that Pat Hoberg, I think I'm saying his name right, was actually disciplined for gambling on baseball. Gambling. Violating the league's gambling rules. Okay? So, I didn't know this actually, but Pat has not umpired a game this season. And clearly it's because he's violated the league's gambling rules.
Right, under fire.
And, the hard cap on gambling on baseball when you're involved in baseball is you get banned for life.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Rose bet on baseball, banned for life.
Right.
Pete Rose has the most hits in Major League Baseball history. He bet on baseball, banned for life. He's not in the Hall of Fame. The guy with the most hits of all time, not in the Hall of Fame. So they don't give a shit.
Right.
They don't care. If you bet on baseball, you're gone. I don't know if it's different for umpires. We also don't know exactly what Pat did. We don't know what games he gambled on. We don't know this. We don't know that. The bottom line is he violated the league's gambling rules, and he's being disciplined, as they say.
Interesting.
The thing is, like, for an umpire, it's almost like, who cares? He's an umpire. We can get a new one. Because a lot of the times, people really don't like the umpires around the league. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Historically, if you know the name of an umpire, that means he's probably bad. Because if an umpire's doing good, you kind of just don't even pay attention to him.
Yeah,
Whatever. You're kind of just like, he's doing his thing. Just let him keep going. If he's doing good, he doesn't. If he's doing good, if he's doing his job, there's no attention on him because he's just doing his job. Nobody's complaining.
Right.
If you know an umpire's name, chances are you know it because, damn, that guy sucks and I'm always complaining about him.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, we know his name because he's one of the best.
Oh.
So this is the problem.
That's sad.
Okay. Pat, he violated the gambling rules. Did he bet on... He must have bet on baseball. But he hasn't...
We don't... I guess we don't technically know, do we?
Well, he must have bet on baseball in some way, shape, or form, because if you're an umpire, or if you're involved in baseball, you can bet on basketball, you can bet on football, you can bet on hockey. Just like how me and you can.
Right.
But if you're involved with the sport, you cannot bet on the sport you're involved in especially because you're an umpire.
Yeah.
If you're an umpire,
literally...
you have direct access to throwing the game.
Like, that's crazy.
You can make a bad call. Now, they have replay, but if you're the home plate umpire, you can't challenge balls and strikes. So if you're betting on that game, you could legitimately change the outcome of a game by you calling the game.
Out of anyone in the sport who shouldn't be gambling, it's the people literally calling the shots.
Yes.
So that's concerning. But do you think that since he's good, I know this is a big allegation, but because he's good and he's well known for being good and whatever, he's trustworthy. Do you think that's why he's just getting a little slap on the wrist as opposed to literally banned? Or is that protocol?
Well, we don't know the details of the disciplining yet.
Right.
I'm sure we'll find out soon. Again, he has not umpired a game this season. We're 72 games in, some odd. Here's the thing. Apparently, I don't know how they know. They must know, because maybe they looked at his gambling records and the history of his gambling, but apparently they know for a fact that he has not gambled on games that he has been involved in. He's never gambled on a game that he's been involved in.
I guess
this guy's got morals.
if you're going to be careful, do that.
Right. So he's got some sort of moral high ground, and maybe he doesn't want to affect his job. Maybe he just wants to do his job, but he wants to gamble on baseball. The problem is that doesn't really make it right.
No.
That doesn't make it right. And also, here's the thing. His home plate accuracy on calling balls and strikes is so good. It is so good that even if we didn't know what games he was betting on, you would be able to tell if he was gambling on a certain game. You'd almost be able to tell if he was throwing a game. And because he's so good, because he has 94.7% accuracy on his pitch calling, we clearly can see that he's not throwing in my opinion, he's one of the 8 best umpires in terms of accuracy in the game.
Right.
In 2022, in the World Series, on the biggest stage, in the most important games of the season, he was umpiring behind home plate, calling balls and strikes. He did not get one ball and strike call wrong. He pitched.
Right.
He called a perfect game.
Yeah, that's what Twitter's saying, and like that's what I miss. That's what MLB is probably saying. They're going to bat.
I mean, that's proof
for
that
this guy.
he's not throwing games. He called a literal perfect game.
Yeah, like, but again,
and his accuracy is just
like,
so good.
I don't like it when rules are bent.
Yes,
for people who are good and whatever. I also think that everything wrapped up with Shohei is so interesting still. Even though there was a federal investigation and even though a lot of things must have come through, there were at the beginning of the case, his lawyers did some interesting things. And to just be missing that amount of money, I don't like how all of these excuses get made for people who are good.
So
it's just interesting.
The pushback that I can give you is, as I said, arguably the greatest hitter of all time got banned for life.
Right.
So clearly they didn't care. They did
Yeah.
not care that the best hitter of all time got banned for life. However, he was out of baseball by that point. He was a manager, so he wasn't playing.
Oh.
Shohei Ohtani, if they banned him for life,
It would be detrimental
to
the franchise.
the face of baseball would be gone.
Exactly. I think that there are some underlying.
But there was a federal investigation, Josh.
I know, but
So the feds don't care if Shohei Ohtani's the face of baseball. Shohei Ohtani is innocent. Is it a little strange that he didn't know that $16 million was taken from him? Is it a little strange that all his people didn't know $16 million was taken from him?
It's a little strange that his lawyers did a little bit of takesies backsies, says these things to people. It's a little bit weird. But, if the feds say that he's fine, it's probably fine.
So
Yeah, I certainly think that Shohei's got a little bit of a problem there.
he's a little bit of an idiot.
There's certainly an issue.
There's something to be said.
Now, I will say, Ippy, the guy who stole the money from him, and Shohei were literally husband and wife. Like, they weren't, but they were so close. They were with each other all the time. Anything that you communicated to Shohei went through Ippy. He was his interpreter.
Of course.
So, literally anything that Ohtani knew, Ippy also had to know. His bank information? Apparently. But it's just, you live with the guy. Mm-hmm. You don't live with the guy, but you're attached by the hip with him. You're frog and toad, and you don't know that he's got a crippling gambling addiction. You don't know that he's a terrible gambler, and you don't know that he stole $16 million from you until
something just doesn't add up.
In fact, the public finds out before you do.
And if the federal investigation showed that he wasn't involved in the betting, fine. I think that he knew about it and that he was mitigating and sending this guy money and doing all this thing. His lawyer said to say that he was stealing just to make it a little bit more clean on his part. I think he knew about it. There's no way you don't.
See,
there's just no way. He probably doesn't have to be betting himself. I don't think he was. That is a strong allegation, and if the Fed said that he didn't, he didn't. But he had to have known. There is no way. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I just want to present something. So for the Dodger fans that didn't care about him 3 months ago, don't say you can't tell me right now that I'm accusing Shohei. But even if you are getting your underwear in a twist right now with what I'm about to say, I'm going to use the hard if, and I'm just going to present it to Josh. I just want to hear what he has to say. So if Shohei Ohtani was betting on baseball through Ippy, He was saying, hey, Ippy, I want you to bet on this game with this amount of money. And if we get caught, you're taking the fall. You following?
Yeah.
I want you to bet on this game. And if we get caught, we're going to say that you stole the money from me.
Mm-hmm.
So now Ippy gets caught, and it says, of course, that the money came out of Shohei Ohtani's bank account. And all they say is, Ippy stole the money from me. Ippy says, yeah, I did steal it. What are the feds? What can the federal investigation find out?
They can't.
I
just looked on this article that the MLB cleared Ohtani after the investigation into Ippy's alleged misconduct, because he went ahead and pleaded guilty. Of course, if Ohtani said to, he would not risk Ohtani's career.
So listen, if Shohei was betting through Ippy, and he said, listen, if we get caught, you're taking the fall. You stole from me.
Yeah, which is what his lawyers told him to say.
If Ippy says to the feds, I stole from Shohei, is what can the feds uncover?
Nothing, because it's also an illegal booking. You think that the illegal booking isn't making dotting their I's and crossing their T's?
Because
of course they
the
are.
money, no matter what, is coming from Ohtani's account.
Yeah.
But if they say Ippy stole from me, and Ippy says, yeah, I did, what are they supposed to do?
Nothing. And especially with a guy who has a history of a betting addiction, it was the best person to choose.
So
and this is all alleged.
That's just where I say,
and
I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever know truly what happened.
We won't. And we won't know for God after he's done with his career.
I don't know if we'll ever know.
We might.
Would you take the fall for this guy? Your life?
Hell no.
He's going to jail. He's going to be going to jail for a long time.
He'll go to federal prison because it's fraud charges.
I mean, I guess they were both gambling, so it is what it is. But so this is the real question here. We ranted about Shohei, but because MLB fans we complain an awful lot about umpires.
Mm-hmm.
And the one of the only times we get a legitimate, consistent, great umpire, he is getting disciplined for gambling. He has not been banned for life yet.
Mm-hmm. We just can't have anything nice.
The MLB umpires have an incredible union. Incredible. One of the best you'll ever see.
Yeah.
I almost don't know how to feel about all this. You can't let this guy keep umpiring Major League games if he has a gambling thing about baseball.
That's why I think
it's so unfortunate.
It is making the MLB look horrible.
It's affecting the integrity of the game.
This whole thing is making MLB as an institution look absolutely horrible.
Even if they have complete proof that he never gambled on a game he's called.
Yeah, it still looks bad.
He has so much inside information.
You have to let this guy go. I'm sorry. And it's maybe easy, oh, you don't know how iconic this guy is. He got a game on the league. I don't care. It was a whisper of him knowing anything with betting, and even if it's not the games that he called, you have to get rid of this guy. I don't know. I honestly, the MLB have made some interesting calls with all these scandals, and I know that you don't want to jump the gun with good people, and you want to give them their due process. Everyone deserves it,
right?
But a punishment, that's so weird. But of course, this stuff doesn't happen very often.
I mean,
and we're not the experts.
What's awful is I feel like this stuff has been going on. It's just with the Ohtani stuff, it's all coming.
It's all coming
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
What were you going to say,
It's
Cam?
been happening, but we're just slowly finding out. What I was going to say was, follow my metaphor here. Did you guys ever have a police officer or somebody come into your school when you were really young in elementary school and he told you, don't do drugs?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
Now, what if that police officer, gathered everybody, all the grades in your auditorium, whatever it was, said, don't do drugs, and then said, an alarm went off on his phone, and he says, hold on, and he whips out a needle, and he starts doing heroin right there on the stage. right?
Where
Right.
Right? Like, that's like the MLB, right? End of the inning, and then DraftKings, FanDuel, like, bet now.
I do too.
Put
I
it-
think it's
like,
ridiculously.
$200,
I think it's
like-
hypocritical, but also you have to realize that sports betting is such a huge industry that it got itself legalized.
and
you know
also,
what I mean?
Like the tough
But-
thing is, you,
The sports leagues don't need to encourage it.
they're it
don't
makes
make
so
them
much
so
money.
They could just not take the check.
It makes so
They
much
were doing
money.
fine without
I
it.
know, but they're not going to
But
take the moral
they were
high
doing
ground
just
here.
fine.
Technically, though, we have to be real. MLB, well, maybe they need to like do a better job of uncovering this quicker and finding out sooner and punishing the people the way you need to punish everybody and be it fair about all of it. The people involved in the sport are under a different set of rules than you and me.
Oh, of
Just
course.
like how the president is under a different set of rules
Yeah.
than you and me, and how people that work for the state have a different set of rules.
They don't need. I don't care if they advertise DraftKings. I don't care if they do that. They can advertise to the moon and back
Right.
for their.
But you're not
fans.
supposed to bet on baseball if you're in baseball.
If you are in baseball and you bet on baseball, you are OUT out. You have to be
Right.
immediately suspended and like literally suspended until further investigation. Not a whole for these cases. It is so crucial to be like, oh, we're not touching this at all. Like we're not letting this slide at all. To see that this guy's just getting kind of a slap on the wrist is a little disappointing.
Again, we don't know. We don't know
Right.
any details of his discipline.
He
Yeah,
could be banned for life.
could be banned for life.
He should be.
It's so awful because
It is awful.
he needs to get banned for life because you cannot, even if you have the best proof of all time that he never bet on a game he was involved in, and even though he has some of the best accuracy on calling balls and strikes in the history of the game, just knowing he gambles on baseball and then putting him back out there to call a baseball game, you can't do
It's
it.
a gateway
Slimy.
drug.
Can't do it.
He already started gambling on
and
baseball.
and I think you have to ban him for life. I honestly don't even think that you can give him a second chance, but it's unfortunate because good umpires like him are hard to come by. We're gonna lose him, and I think that this is just another reason for the robot umpires.
or just challenging balls and strikes.
That's true. Challenging balls and
Like they do
strikes,
in the minor leagues.
which I kind of like a little bit.
Yeah,
The
seems like it happens pretty quick.
the geezers won't like it,
Yeah.
but
well, geezers don't like anything that is cool.
no, I love the pitch
Or
clock.
helpful.
I love the pitch clock.
Oh, it's
People are
great.
still mad about it. I don't know.
You falling asleep there, Josh?
No, I'm reading. Sorry.
Okay.
What else? What else do you got for us, Josh?
I'm trying to get a grasp. The Athletic
You just want to
with the New York Times
you
says
just want to
that
generate an opinion.
I'm just trying to I'm just like trying to gather more information about this case because it says that they do know what the extent and that they are punishing him. An appeal has been filed.
Yeah, he's appealing it.
He's appealing it. Of course.
Why
What are you not
wouldn't
gonna?
he?
What are you
Yeah.
not gonna? No, he's appealing it, of course, and that's why they're iffy. So you're not going to see this guy on the field anytime soon. I don't think that you're going to see him ever again.
Yeah,
I think it's over.
It just like the discipline is not public.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what he did is not public. I'm sure they know.
Oh yeah, they do.
And again, the discipline could be he's banned for life and he's appealing it. And maybe that's, again, maybe, like you said, yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's why they're a little iffy on releasing everything.
Hmm.
But I don't know. That kind of gets tricky because if you're iffy, I don't think you can let him umpire a game. But also, the union for the umpires is one of the strongest unions I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
It's like a 10-year teacher punching a kid and not getting
unfortunately,
fired.
I think that we would have all the tea right now, but since he filed the appeal, it's all under wraps still.
Yeah.
So
And we're not going to find out for a little bit.
no, this thing is going to play through. I don't think that it's going to be good for him.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to result
I
in
don't think so
anything that
either.
he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think even just the fact that this is out here for people, it would be so, again, off-putting and just weird to see him out on the field again, being like, oh, like,
That guy.
It's a bad look.
I wonder
Yikes.
if this time he's
Yeah,
Right,
that's
like-
exactly why you can't have
you
it.
can't have
he's
it.
already done it. He's already opened the door.
And I
He's
love,
got to go.
and I've loved what he's done because he's one of the umpires that you know his name because he's good.
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing.
It sucks. It really does.
His name's Pat.
That's why with Otani it was also disappointing.
Yeah.
I've got a personal message for Pat.
All right. Personal message for Pat, and then we'll wrap this baby up.
Well, I've got one more thing real quick after this you might like.
Okay.
But first, my personal message to Pat. Pat, thank you for all your great work. We appreciate your years.
Yeah.
Years. Seasons. Of
Years.
Service.
Yeah.
And good ball calling and strike calling.
So
and
true.
other stuff that umpires do.
Yes.
Whether it be at first base or third base or there's another one, right?
In the playoffs, they have umpires in the outfield.
Thank you. But it's time that we part our ways.
Yes.
I'm the MLB in this case.
Oh.
I'm the MLB talking to Pat.
Oh my God, Rob
That was
Manfred
that.
has just
I'm Rob.
arrived.
Same voice. Thank you, Pat. But it's time that we part ways.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Goodbye.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Next.
real.
And
The
then
words
you
of Ariana Grande.
kiss him on the forehead and
True.
push him out the door.
Rip Pat.
Yeah.
All right, what's your thing for us?
Real quick, have you guys seen that trend? This is a trend on TikTok. I don't know if currently, but it says that every guy looks like one of Handy Manny's tools.
I have seen
I
that.
have.
Well, I just sent you a nice picture to both of you.
Good thing it's my phone is recording this video.
So true. Luckily, Josh has his
And
own.
I usually leave my phone upstairs, but not today.
Good thing.
Well, I would have had mine.
So what's this? What's
apparently every guy looks like one of Handy Manny's tools.
okay?
I know who I think you guys look like, so I want to see if we all agree on the same thing.
Okay, I think Cam looks like the Saw, or not the Saw. Who's this guy? What is he?
The flashlight.
Yeah, Cam
See,
looks.
what's funny is that
I think Cam looks like the flashlight.
thought he looked like the wrench guy
Wrench
all the way
on
over
the left.
on the left. And then we've had other third party
Yeah, he doesn't-
confirmation that he looks like the hammer.
Well, it's. I guess it's the nose,
Well,
but I don't think he looks like the flashlight anymore. The flashlight has freckles.
spoiler alert: Josh and I already talked about this earlier today, and
Yeah.
we both agreed you look like the Saw.
Yes.
I look like the Saw.
Without a doubt, you are the Saw.
Like
Okay,
Like you're the
right.
Saw. That is you.
that's cool. The Saw, he's cool.
Yeah, like that's just. I'm looking at Nick's
the
face.
saw's hot.
Like you just have the same face.
I,
I think that Josh is the yellow screwdriver, personally.
Which is interesting to me.
Or he's the tape measure.
yeah, that's
Which
what
is wild.
that's what I aimed
Like-
for.
The tape measure.
Like
And Josh is gonna make like a wide. He's gonna make
Please.
like a wide joke.
yeah, because why like come on.
it's in the face. It's not in the.
It's not in the dimensions. It's
Yeah.
the widest tool.
Like I can't.
I think he looks like the screwdriver. Yeah, the yellow one.
Yeah.
Great. I'll take it.
And I'm the Saw and Cam's the hammer. Whatever.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
So much fun.
There was so much to talk about. I have even more to talk about. Everybody's bored. Megan's
Literally can it. Megan hasn't been here for
I know.
for ages.
Megan's been
Thank
gone
God.
for the last 45 minutes. And it's her fault. Her mic didn't work. She could be sitting here right now with us. But we're going to wrap it up. Tune in next time because chances are we will be having a blind ranking of potential Utah Hockey Club names because we can add potentially an 11th member of the four major sports teams that don't end in S.
Wow.
The four major sport teams, whatever. There could be an 11th member. Technically, there is right now.
Yeah.
But Josh will be hopefully blind ranking those in the next episode. It's really interesting, so do not look at any of them
Okay.
in the next week. But I'm excited for the 11th member. It's just going to be a little weird because we're going to have to change the song a little bit. It's kind of like when you hear like the intro, the main theme
Do they
of like
all not end with S?
I think there's one that ends in S.
Outlaws.
Spoiler alert, Outlaws is one.
Crazy.
But the other five do not. So
Oh, wow.
chances
So
are
chances are
we're getting another one
they're
that
gonna be
doesn't
the
end in
Outlaws.
S. But until then,
Until then, I'm Nick.
keep watching Aaron Judge, vote 5 times a day for Aaron Judge, Anthony Volpe, all that.
Go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, try if you have not tried the Reese's cheesecake.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Word on the street.
Get it twice.
Yes. Get it once, get it twice, get it 17 times out of 20. But don't do what I did. Don't sleep around. And that'll be all.